Been asked to do a video on starting a fire inside the wood burning oven, getting ready for pizza night tonight, so I thought I'd go through that. I'm going to start with basic fire starter, some of these Duraflame fatwood sticks that will serve as my tinder, get things started, and a good selection of dry wood for the fire itself. And I'll set the camera up on a tripod and let it show you how I build a fire. But basically I'm going to build it right here inside the entrance of the oven and get it started. The dry wood will catch quicker and get the fire going. The key is to get the thing up to temperature as quick as possible and then kill the smoke. This dry wood will smoke a lot, and since we don't have a lot of air control on the stove, it's gonna take a while to catch, but once it does catch and bring the oven up to temperature, it'll stop smoking and then you'll be ready for cooking whatever you want. It takes about 3 hours to get this thing to a temperature where you can actually cook in it, especially for pizza. And you'll know it's ready when it stops smoking. So normally I take a couple of big logs right inside the entrance for building everything else on it. That gives kind of an alley. Get the spider out. It gives an alley for the rest of the logs I'm going to stack up there, and then the tinder and the actual fire starter will go right there on the floor. But I'll build the rest of them up first before I get anything else going. Some of the smaller ones right down there on the bottom make like a train track. Give a little space between each one so have a little better job catching. Some of the smaller sticks can kind of fill in there. Oops. Smaller stuff on it. And just crisscross it back and forth. These smaller sticks will serve as a kindling. The bigger stuff on top will be the fuel logs. Get a nice stack in there, because once it finally catches, you'll want it to have plenty of fuel to be burning for a while. Before you have to add something to it, because you want to get, there'll be a lot of smoke in here. You don't want to get stuck with not enough wood in there before it really starts catching. Okay, so now I got a little lattice of wood up in there. Nothing pretty. Just want it. Plenty of wood back there. And now what I do is start adding the tinder in this cavity right here. Again, you want plenty of air, so I usually do a lot of propping up. After I get a little cavity built there, I'll put my fire starter in it. These are nice because you just light the package. Couple of those there. Fill in lastly with a few more fire starters. be able to get to the fire starters in there to light them. This is just Boy Scouts 101, or what I like to say, RE Camp 101. These fat sticks, once they catch, they'll really provide some long burning starter. Put too much in there, you'll kill all your air, so not too much. Nice good spaces all the way up. Light the starters. Those starter packages are supposed to light the actual starter. So you can see it's starting to catch up. In a little bit, this thing will get really smoky because, like I said, there's not any air control in these things. And with the wind blowing from my back into the oven is the best that it can get. So if you have a wind coming from the oven side into your face here, it takes longer to get it going, and it's a lot tougher because the smoke's blowing in your face. Now you can see the smoke rolling out the chimney. Fortunately, it's going downhill. The neighbors know that it's pizza night now. And like I said, it'll take about 3 hours for this thing to really get up to oven temperature. And I'll show you how to test for oven temperature. You can see the thing's really rolling smoke. It's all cold inside there, but it looks like it's going to catch well. All right, you can see that the smoke's about all gone, and fire's been burning in there about 3 hours. So I'd like to take a couple of temperature checks. This is temperature gauge you'll need so you don't scorch your face off trying to get in there and figure out how hot it is. So I like to shoot from the top of the dome, see what it is. Run about 900 degrees up there. It's pretty much at full tilt. You can also check like out of the back of the dome, back down in there, run about 700. Floor of it will be about the same. $950. So it's plenty hot. So it's time to start pushing the coals back around the walls of the oven so you can get the floor cleaned off. So I'll take my wire brush and start pushing those all back. And once I get the floor all cleaned off, we'll let it rest and get the temperature where the deck of it's about an average of about 650. And that'll be perfect cooking temp. All right, now I've got the floor swept off. Use my wire brush with a very long handle to sweep it off and get it ready to start baking. Now it's settling. That floor's got to cool some. Right now that floor is at 985, so it's got to come down in temperature. So I'm going to let it sit here for about half hour before I'm ready to bake my first pizza. It's real important that you keep logs along the outer wall burning, because if you let them just go to straight embers, it's going to be real smoky. You can even put some small green logs in there, and it'll help the smoke even more. But as long as you keep a flame going, that smoke's going to be manageable, and it won't be in your face while you're baking. I mean, you can see it puff out every once in a while. That's because the wood in there is real dry. All right, so we're going to let that go. I've got a temp right here at the front, about 750, and out there toward the back of the floor, it's over 1,000. So it's pretty hot. Outside of it even 250, so that thing's smoking hot. So yep, see it even there towards the back, it even hit the limit of the thermometer. So here in about 30 minutes, that thing will be down around 650, 750 right there. It'll be perfect for cooking pizza. And I'm gonna leave the rest of the video to as far as cooking the pizza, I'll let you guys find other videos for that. I won't try to include that in this video. So that's how you get the wood fire oven fired up and ready to go. Okay, here's the oven in operation. This is about my 6th pizza, about an hour into it, and right inside the floor here is running about 545, so it's starting to cool down quite a bit. Don't have too much flame going back there, but enough to keep the smoke down. Just keep it kind of cleaned off and keep the coals all around in a horseshoe. All right, enjoy.